Okay, hi Megan, how are you doing today? Actually, my real name is Megatron. Oh, okay. Yeah, my dad secretly changed it in the hospital when my mom wasn't looking, but you can just call me Meg. Well, that's a really creative name. How do you like it? Oh, I hate it. The other kids at school always make fun of me for it. Yeah, kids at school can be kind of cruel sometimes, huh? So we've had a couple sessions, but I just want to get a little bit of a refresher. So you want to tell me a little bit about why you're here? I've just been going through a lot of different things. I'm 16, so like I'm basically an adult, and I'm going through all these like womanly things, and I have nobody to talk to. My family is just so dysfunctional, and I feel so by myself sometimes. Yeah, you're going through a really big transition, turning into, young adult into womanhood. It can be really exciting and sometimes a little bit nerve wracking. So I'm glad you're here to talk to me about this. So, how is your relationship with your parents? Well, they always tell me that I'm going to end up a prostitute. I feel like they just pick on me for fun. Like, my dad has locked me in the car with his own farts to prepare me for my future boyfriend's stench. I'm like the butt of all jokes, and I get repeatedly farted on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, my mom, she makes our lunches. Pretty often I get the peels, crust, and this one time a picture of her eating a turkey leg. Then that same day, she gave me a bottle of her pills and a Sylvia Plath book and said, whatever happens, happens. I don't even know who Sylvia Plath is. Wow, I am so sorry to hear about that. That sounds terrible. Well, yeah, Brian, you doing here? Get out of my session. Get out. Okay, so just going back a little bit, who exactly is saying all this negative stuff towards you? Oh, mostly just my parents. Okay. Do you have any other siblings? Yeah, I have an older brother. Sometimes he comes to me for advice, and we have like a typical brother-sister relationship, but he mimics my dad quite a bit, and I have to remember that sometimes he's all I have. Oh, Stewie? Oh, he's just a baby. But there was this one time where they tried to convince me that I gave birth to him, and it got really awkward between us. Okay, that's interesting. Do you have any other supports around you? Any friends or maybe extended family? Other supports? Well, there is my friends. Not a lot. My grandma one time gave me liposuction as a Christmas gift. Oh, well, that's just downright cruel. I want you to know that you look beautiful exactly how you are. You're growing and, your body is going through changes. So, it takes a little bit to get comfortable with yourself at every stage. Yeah, it really hurts my feelings. I just don't know what to do about it sometimes. Yeah. So I just want to go back a little bit and talk about this abusive behavior it sounds like you're going through. Yeah, lots of like verbal abuse and pretty emotional, and I don't know, I just feel really neglected. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Is there any time where you've had to get some medical attention or you've been injured physically? Oh, there's lots of physical abuse. One time my dad hit me with a baseball bat by accident. A few times. So how often is this happening? Pretty much any time they're having a bad day and a good day. And where do these things take place typically? Well, this happens a lot at the house and at school and at the grocery store and at friends' houses and at their friends' houses. Okay. Well, this is honestly very, very concerning, Meg. I just want to commend you on your bravery for coming in today and explaining all this to me. I know it can be kind of difficult holding on to these things and expressing them, especially to an adult. Given your circumstances, the adults in your life, they haven't been the nicest to you. So, do you remember when we had our very first session, right? And there was that piece of paper that we signed and we went over together. Yeah, I definitely remember that. That's the whole paper where you talk about how pricey this thing is. Do you remember the portion where it talked about confidentiality and there's some times where I might need to break that?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Well, from what you've told me today, there is a lot to process and there's a lot of things going on that you don't need to be dealing with, and there's other things that we can do to ensure your safety. In this particular case, the things that we've talked about have really raised some red flags for me, and based on everything that I've gathered, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and make a report. Okay? This report's gonna go to Child Protective Services. Do you know what that means? Child Protective Services? What, you like tattling on them? Well, kind of, yes. You can do that? It means that we're gonna bring in other parties that can help ensure your safety and maybe get you in a better place so you're not having to experience these things, because it sounds like it happens quite often for you. Yeah, I mean, sure, let's do it. How are you feeling now that you know that this report's being made? Do you want to talk a little bit about your emotions right now? I feel a lot lighter. I'm glad that we had this talk. Thanks for being so nice to me. Well, I'm very glad to hear that you're happy to get the help, and we're going to do everything in our power to ensure that your safety is put first, because it's not just our job to keep you balanced and give you the right therapies, but your safety is definitely first and foremost. Okay, so let's get this report started and we can take some steps from there. Does that sound good?